सारा जम्मू कश्मीर हमारा है, कश्मीर का।
Sitaram Yechury has passed away. He's no more. He's died at 72 after prolonged illness. Now CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury passed away at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences here on Thursday. He was fighting prolonged illness, and that's a statement that's come out from hospital and CPIM sources. Yechury had been in a critical condition for the last few days and was on respiratory support. Veteran leader passing away at 72, and the time of his death has been confirmed at 3:05 p.m. The CPIM had said in a statement a day before yesterday that the 72-year-old leader was being treated for an acute respiratory tract infection at the ICU at AIIMS Delhi, and he was in fact admitted on August 19 for treatment of a pneumonia-like chest infection that he seemed to have succumbed to. Now, very tragic news coming in for the CPIM and the political fraternity as we lose a very senior leader. Sitaram Yechury, no more, dies at the age of 72 after prolonged illness. We have an official confirmation from CPIM sources on that. The leader passed away at AIIMS hospital in New Delhi after pneumonia-like chest infection. The time of his death has been recorded at 3:05 p.m. Today. He was admitted on Tuesday there after reporting and facing acute respiratory tract infection. He was being treated at the ICU. Yechury has succumbed. He's left an indelible impression in the world of politics. I will try to go across to my colleagues to get you more on the latest as Yechury has passed away at 72. Now, condolences are also pouring in. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said that he will miss the long discussions he used to have with the CPIM leader. He is taken to social media, said Yechury was a friend, a protector of the idea of India with a deep understanding of our country. Rahul Gandhi went on to say, we will miss the long discussions we have had. My sincere condolences to his family, friends and followers in this hour of grief. So political reactions are now coming in. Yechury had joined the CPIM nearly 50 years ago as a student leader. He served as the General Secretary of the party for 3 consecutive terms from 2005 to 15, was re-elected to that post in 2018. He also served as a Rajya Sabha member from 2005 to 2017. In 2021, Yechury's son, Ashish Yechury, had passed away during...
CPM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury was admitted at AIIMS Hospital 2 days ago as he was undergoing treatment with regards to a respiratory tract. In fact, we've been told that the last medical bulletin that came in that he was suffering from this prolonged illness. A statement has now come in a short while back from the party. In fact, remember, Sitaram Yechury, who's been one of the longest serving General Secretary of the party, carries forward the legacy of Harkishan Singh Surjit, and not to forget the kind of role that he has essentially played in various coalition government in the past. He's always largely been seen as the consensus builder within the party, and the fact that during the turbulent times of the UPA, Sitaram Yechury indeed played a pivotal role. largely within the party circles to also seen as a consensus building person, undoubtedly someone who has had friends across cutting across party lines, and those within the Politburo would essentially remember Sitaram Yechury as a member who was largely seen as someone who would carry forward the legacy of the Communist Party. Over the last few years, he's essentially played a pivotal role in rebranding the party, particularly in the recently concluded West Bengal elections. You've essentially seen Sitaram Yechury extensively campaigning and trying to rebrand the value that the party essentially stood for. In his various interviews that he had given in the last few years, he's essentially spoken about the changing times and also talking about that in times of capitalism, how exactly does communism really stand? And that's where perhaps Sitaram Yechury's contribution would largely be seen as someone who's been able to keep communism relevant in today's time. And more importantly, if you see the kind of relationship building that Sitaram Yechury has had, not to forget the common minimum program that was drafted by him along with the former Union Home Minister P. Chidambaram. Many would remember the kind of friction that both the parties have had, but they've been able to iron it out, and many would credit the kind of contribution that Sitaram Yechury has made. Now, this undoubtedly comes across as a big jolt for the Communist Party, keeping in mind what has essentially happened. The turbulent times that the party faces, particularly in the state of West Bengal. They've been voted out of power from West Bengal as well as in Tripura. The only place that they have been in power is in Kerala. But many would say that, Sitaram Yechury has been able to bring in the much needed reform within the party and also been able to have that kind of the gap that was existing within the party as far as the old guard versus the new guard. Sitaram Yechury has largely been able to build that. The latest now coming in, we'll also take you through some of the responses now coming in from various parties. The way Sitaram Yechury has largely been seen as someone accessible, someone congenial, and someone who's been able to put the party together during extremely challenging times. So Kriti, undoubtedly this comes as a big loss to Indian politics too. Here is a man who carries forward the legacy of Harkishan Singh Surjit, and thereafter not to forget that you've had several stalwarts from the state of West Bengal, from Jyoti Basu to Prakash Karat to, even for that matter, Buddhadev Bhattacharjee. The last that one would remember of Sitaram Yechury being active in public life and also commenting was him remembering his close friend, the former Chief Minister of West Bengal, Buddhadev Bhattacharjee. That's when Sitaram Yechury last spoke and spoke about how the left had some very challenging moments in the state of West Bengal, especially when Buddhadev Bhattacharjee was trying to bring in the much needed reforms and the fight that they've had with the old guard. Now, in his remembrance, remember of the former Chief Minister, he's largely spoken about the fact that there is a lot to learn from the past mistakes that the left has actually made. These are some candid moments that Sitaram Yechury has actually had. Let's not forget, in terms of his friends that he has built cutting across party lines, his close proximity to the former President Arnab Goswami, to the fact that during the Indo-US nuclear deal too, Sitaram Yechury was largely the person to go to within the left party in order to build that consensus when the former Prime Minister was actually going in for the big gamble and the left had pulled out of power as far as over the Indo-US nuclear deal is concerned. That was the time that many would remember Sitaram Yechury here in the national capital, in the party headquarters, briefing several journalists with regards to what could be the future of the UPA era and also the alliance with the Congress party. So particularly, if you see, he has always come across as a consensus building person, someone who has been able to build relationship cutting across party lines. Even his criticism of the present dispensation has been mostly on policies.